That we do not, mysterious text. Hello and welcome everyone to a Let's Play I never imagined or planned on starting. Front Mission 3. I discovered this game while browsing around emulators online, and while I was looking in the RPG sections, I found this tucked away over into the side, and FMV cutscene. It's nothing really interesting, but I should probably let it continue before I continue my story.
Закрываю, быстрей. Есть. Что, нарушается план?
GDF начали действовать, докладывает информбюро.
Хорошо, довольно.
Не будет неожиданно, можно будет пересмотреть план.
Положимся на них, на наших детей.
I'm sure that'll come into play somehow. Oh boy, action already right off the bat. I gotta admit, even though I'm not really nostalgic for the area, there's just something very homely about these FMVs. Yeah, unfortunately your giant robots aren't gonna do much against proper air support, fellas. Oh, he might get a kill from the grave. Unfortunately, if he was successful, we wouldn't have a game to do, so most he does is damage a useless mech. Congratulations, nameless nobody. History will forget you. No, that's just fascinating. Is any of this going to be relevant? I don't think so. Why in the hell is there advertising on the side of cars now? Kilometers. Why do people use kilometers? What is wrong with miles? Ugh. Japan of the year 2100. Well, roughly 2100. Certainly the 22nd century. Yeah, unfortunately the game is kind of vague about the whens and the wheres it takes place in, so I'll try to fill the gaps in as well as I know. Okay, now I think we're going to actually get into the first bit of actual gameplay. In about 5 minutes in. For a JRPG, that's pretty good. Actually, this is going to be my first JRPG, isn't it?
Stand by.
Alright, time to boot up our first mech. Looks like everything's checking out properly. Alright, booting up the pilot data. Right, like seemingly every RPG in this era, you can rename the main character even though he's got a base personality. We're gonna keep calling him Kazuki because I just don't really think of him as anything else. He's Kazuki. What's the point of changing his name? Shunyo. Let's boot this thing up. Getting right into some actual action, even if it only is a test. Okay. Main system booting up. Kunjo, or whatever it's called, Wanzer Online. Yeah, the mechs in this game are called Wanzers, for Walking Panzer. Alright, time for our first tutorial. We won't have too many of these, hopefully, and I'll try to breeze through them as quick as possible. Right. First and foremost, we're going to start moving to there. Right. This game takes place in a turn-based strategy. It's very similar to Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics, if either of you, or just SRPGs or strategy RPGs in general. You move a select bit, it consumes AP, but AP isn't really important for the first bits of the game. And you can change the camera rotation to get a better view on the environment. And that's a little awkward for me, because on the emulator I played not only on an Xbox controller, but I screwed up the button layouts, and I had the L1 and R1 buttons flipped with the L2 and R2s. Hopefully I'll be able to get into it, and... Right! Nope, that's not far enough. There we go. Alright, I'm in position, Doc. Ah, now for good stuff, the weapons. Right, left arm is equipped with a shotgun. Wanzers in this game tend to use the left arm as their primary arm. And on the right, we've got a knuckle arm for melee combat. And there's our opponent. It's just an automated Wanzer with no one in the cockpit. So it'll make a perfect test dummy for our both long and close range combat for test data on this Wanzer. And it's not going to retaliate, so all we gotta do is move in. And it's going to give me the tutorial. Different weapons have different ranges. Melee's having the closest of only about one range, and they can't attack diagonally. You can also change what weapon your Wanzer is going to use by holding the square button and selecting it. Right, since we're going to need to test both weapons, we're going to go ahead and move point blank on this guy and open up with a shotgun. Right, the shotgun actually has a pretty good distance. It can hit about 3 tiles directly ahead and 2 diagonally. Right, so let's just go and open up with this bad boy. Waboosh! And as any good mid game has, all the parts have their own health points, so we'll see about destroying one of them. Come on, what do we hit? Ah, took out his weapon arm! Yeah, since we took out his left arm, this Wanzer, if it was hostile, wouldn't be able to use his machine gun arm to retaliate at all. Alright, we're going to continue using the Choga 3 shotgun since it's it says it only has 85% accuracy, but unlike XCOM, a lot of the weapons work in bursts. Like it does 36 damage times 12 for 12 bursts, all fired at once, and they'll go all over this Wanzer. Ah, nearly broke it with that shot. One more good shot and it should finish it off. And good night, sweet prince. That should get some good test data. Alright, so can I go home? What's going on here? Combat mode? And with this thing, I could take on anything you could throw at me. Well, if it's about the purchasing of this model... Yeah, Kazuki. Let's just go ahead and throw all those safety protocols out the window to make sure we get the cell. Just send in the next target dummy. Alright, now this next Wanzer that's going to attack us is actually going to fire back. Right, it's using a machine gun, which is older, but using real bullets. I can quit at any time, yeah. Alright, so now this thing's using a machine gun, so it's got much more distance than we do. And yes, I already explained it. Each of the different parts has their own HP bar. And when that part gets destroyed, that part is completely crippled. For the arms, the weapons located on those arms are completely unusable. Legs, you're restricted to 1 movement per turn. And body, if that's destroyed, the Wanzer is completely out of operations. And the shotgun, while having good range, does not go far enough to attack that Wanzer. So we're gonna have to wait till the next turn to attack it. Actually, let's be a little tactical about this and move over to here. So it's gonna have to move in close to engage us. Right. Now we're going to move in close. And it's going to, when you attack an enemy in this game, they'll actually retaliate so long as they have enough AP. This guy's got 11 AP, or this mech has 11 AP, so he's going to attack us after we attack, like, basically the same in the Fire Emblem game. Of course, he's using a tier 1 machine gun, so the damage is mostly negligible. Right, and we can counterattack. Counterattacks cost more AP than a regular attack. We're going to go with the basic melee since it requires the less AP and is the most accurate. Come on at me. Ah, that nearly got him. Yeah, melee is probably the most damaging attack type you can use in this game, but the problem with it is mainly it only deals damage to one part of the body. Fortunately with a shotgun, fortunately with a shotgun we can follow up and make sure our damage hits where it needed to. And Wanzer destroyed. I call that a successful field test. Oh, 100%. Nice. We probably won't be seeing that too much, but I'm a decent strategist. Great. Time for some brewskis. It's pretty much a mid-game Wanzer the game lets us use at this point. Don't get used to Kazuki smiling, he's not a very happy bloke. Japanese Defense Force is back up and running at this point in time. The best defense is a good offense. Ah, Ryugo. Kinda thick, but he has a certain surfer dude wisdom to him. Yeah, that's actually a reference to Front Mission 2. Dash, I believe, is a future Bagdash, or Baghdad. Although you wouldn't know it because Front Mission 2 was never ported, and Front Mission 1 is only got ported recently for the DS. Let's go ahead and talk to Ryugo. We're going to be with this guy for a long time. Okay, nothing sinister. Because it's plot convenient. Okay, there's also that. Probably pays good. Okay, he is also a bit of a slacker. Okay, okay, Kyoki. Can we move this plot along? Excellent. We actually get to deliver them in Wanzers. He just likes being in Wanzers. He likes the destructive potential of being inside one of those things. Even though they're only about 20 feet tall. Decently sized, but kind of minuscule for a mech. Why should I? Nah, I got better things to do. Actually, this is where the game has two storylines, depending on where you choose from this decision branch. We're not going to go with him because that's the one I started on the emulator, which I didn't finish due to emulation problems. I got decently far, though. I'm tired. Oh, screw you, Ryugo. I'm going to take a nap, because I did my work. Lazy bum. Oh, mail. Oh, God. A souvenir? Yeah, whatever you say, plot important girl. Yeah, you should. Yeah, let's go ahead and head to the shopping mall. Not like we got anything better to do. Yes, the city's still under construction. Oh, just kind of trying to not die of boredom. It's been about, like, what, 10 minutes since I last shot at something? I'm gonna buy her a shotgun. Screw you and your plot exposition. Yeah, JDF is, I believe, Japanese Defense Force. This game loves its acronyms. Let's move on over to the JDF facility and see what's going on, since, again, we've got nothing better to do. How many RPG plot lines got kicked off because there is literally nothing better to do? Probably quite a good bit. And those long load times. Yeah, I followed him around like a leech. Mainly he goes in front of me to take the blunt of force of damage, and I follow up with fisticuffs. Right, someone's gotta bring these Wanzers. And that's why you're coming with us. Well, okay, that's why you're coming with us. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but does Kayugi or Kazuki have a bald spot? Because his character portrait from certain angles looked like he's got a pretty substantial bald spot. And it looks weird. Or is that just hair shine? I'm not sure. Alright, Kazuki has father issues. Maybe his father gave him that bald spot. He whacks his head at one point, and he never forgave him for that. It never grew back properly. I've been ready. Let's go. We can also head to the Wanzer testing site for some more combat training, I believe. But let's just head to the heliport and get this train rolling. I'm at the 25-minute mark, actually. Damn it. I'll try to get in at least 2 missions. Or the testing site, and then an actual mission with actual live combat. Thank you. Yeah, indeed. Let's move on. I'm with Ryugu here. The faster we can get this thing done with, the faster we can get on to actually something interesting. He said slacking off, not that. Okay, I believe we're both in, yep, we're in the same model type of Wanzer. Although Ryugu's got a machine gun weapon on his. Ryugu's proficient with machine guns, while Kazuki tends to prefer close-range melee and shotguns. Accidental explosion on the base? Well, that can't be good. Okay, Kazuki, you might be kicking off a whole sequence of events that screw over a lot of people if you go out down this route. Not much to worry about in the Wanzer, yeah. Oh, I'm just hijacking your military equipment to check on my sister. And so's Ryugo. That's the thing. We aren't thinking. Anything that happens is Kazuki's fault. Damn it, I'm gonna have to get used to saying his name. Hey guys, you see, we're JRPG heroes, so we have full authorization to be here. Yeah, just kind of stand back, because even if you fight back, your Junios, or I believe that's how it's pronounced, are no match for these things. Well, the smart thing to do is back down. Of course, Kazuki is anything but smart. Okay, I'm sure if we just let cooler heads prevail over or you could just open fire. So does this mean we don't get to make the sale? Well, I'd assume so, given the fact that just shot at you. Yeah, once those things explode, I don't think we'll have to worry about it. We'll just pretend that the Wanzers are just out of commission instead of soldiers killed. Oh boy, they're serious. Although they are awfully protective of this accident scene. Right, but I'm just about to hit the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Next time, we take on these two things and punch on through to Alyssa. See you all then. Later.